It's nice to start 2011 with a Canadian film. Barney's Version, a film based on a book by that renowned Canadian author, Mordecai Richler. While I've yet to read the book, the film is about a stubborn, blunt man who strives for his way in life and strives to be in control. He marries two different women before finally meeting the love of his life. He's easily capable of being an insensitive ass who gets in people's faces because he's so focused on his point of view and his own version of things. His name is Barney Panofsky, and he's played by Paul Giamatti. Let me just say this. Give Giamatti an Oscar nomination. The man embodies this character of Barney, and he plays him at various ages and various moods. Giamatti is given a very difficult task of making us like this schmuck, and at times it was easy for me to just laugh at what was happening. Played brilliantly by Giamatti and helped with a great script, Barney rides that fine line between black comedy and cynical drama. A lot of the real comedic moments, however, are given to his father, played by that classic actor Dustin Hoffman. Izzy Panofsky is as blunt and hard-drinking as his son is, always telling inappropriate anecdotes about his life as a cop. The scenes between the father and son are some of the best moments in the film for me. Truly paternal guidance at its best. I had a big smile on my face as I watched these actors put their comedic edge to scenes that would normally make us wince at the words being said. We can't help but laugh at the dark humor in the individual scenes of the film. Most of the story is told in flashback form, as an aging Barney reflects on his successes and his failures. The audience is hampered by the fact that Barney is remembering events in his life that may have played out in multiple ways. Certainly there is a constant mystery concerning one of his friends, and we never find out just what happens until the very end of the film. The lion's share of the flashbacks deal with Barney's love life. After a disastrous first marriage, Barney marries a wealthy heiress, only to realize during the ceremony that he made a mistake again. Then he meets a woman named Miriam, who seems to share a lot more in common with him than his second wife. He realizes quickly that Miriam is the woman he has been looking for, and is driven to win her over despite everything. The early scenes dealing with Barney's first two marriages, as well as his later scenes with Miriam, range from the comedic to the downright dramatic, and the balance of these two genres is key to capturing the ups and downs of this man's life. Oh, did I mention the film was Canadian? Canadian author, Canadian book, Canadian film, Canadian director, and a cast filled with Canadian actors. Aside from the Americans Giamatti and Hoffman, and the Brits Minnie Driver and Rosamund Pike, we get an amazing display of Canadian faces, such as Scott Speedman, Bruce Greenwood, Clay Bennett, Rachel Lefevre, Saul Rubinek, and cameos by Maury Chaykin, Paul Gross, Adam Egoyan, and David Cronenberg. Not to mention a soundtrack laced with songs by the great Leonard Cohen. Speaking as both a Canadian and a lover of film, I always try to find those English-Canadian films that deserve audiences but never get them. Unlike films made in Canada specifically for French-Canadian audiences, English-Canadian films are often lost in favor of Hollywood competition, despite any amount of quality that they possess. It's true that I went into this film with high hopes simply for the fact that it was a Canadian film getting highly advertised and that it had a very impressive story and cast in the making. And frankly, my hopes were met. I was entertained throughout the film. Certainly the humor is catchy, the emotional moments work because we care for the characters, the acting is spot on, and whether you're Canadian or not, or simply love film, I recommend this wholeheartedly.
If you wanna drive a climb inside, or if you wanna take me for a ride,